It's now time for the morning show on XL7-TV.
It's Monday, May 16th, 2022. Welcome to the morning show on XL7-TV.
Whoop, whoop.
I'm Bob Recktenwald on that scooter. Whoop, whoop, gollies.
I had a whoop, whoop. Hey, I want to say hi to Grammy and Paul down at the farm. Yes, I know that they always get up and they watch the opening and then the show and everything. So just wanted to say that first thing because they make fun of my whoop, whoop. So
Thank
whoop,
you.
whoop.
I'm
that
glad
one's
I'm not
for
the
Grammy.
only one that makes fun of that.
They like it, though.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
I bet they don't.
You like my
They're
trumpet.
just being nice because you're their son.
You like my trumpet, I know.
Yeah. We won't go there.
Right,
but it is Monday, boy, after that nice little rainstorm we had last night. Holy
we did.
Cow.
It was a heck of a rain.
I was up north of 201, north of Pigeon Creek on 201, Eden Pond area.
Yeah.
And from Eden Pond to my house, I never got over 10 miles an hour.
Just couldn't see through the rain.
You couldn't see for the rain. And the wind, holy smokes. The wind was, I was waiting for shepherds and poodles to start flying.
It started, I'm just happy that it drizzled a little bit right before it hit hard because we were out mowing and
gave you a little warning.
Yeah, it gave us a little warning. We got just as soon as we got in the house, it just let go, which I was happy for.
Yeah, I no sooner got the mowers loaded back on the trailer, everything put in the back of the truck, and
bottom dropped out.
So much for keeping them dry. Let's go to Lord in Morning Prayer, brought to you by the Roller Funeral Home of Arkansas, 29 to serve you, 1 in Memphis, Tennessee. With all our respect is how they do business. Renata Jenkins-Byler and her staff do a wonderful job with the job that they're given to do, and everybody has to have a funeral home in mind. Keep them in mind. Roller Funeral Home of Arkansas. Right now, let's go to the morning prayer. Lord, we just thank you for what you do for us in our lives and how you help us deal with things such as the weather that came quickly upon us last night. Lord, we just pray that no one was hurt and the damage that was done to the homes and to the trees was minimal. Lord, we just pray that you'll be with us throughout this day. Lord, I always like to pray for the police and the firemen, the EMTs and the first responders, the doctors, the nurses, school administrators and administration and the students. Lord, as this school year is about to wrap up here in Mountain Home, we're excited that we're going to have, the students are excited they're going to have freedom to do what they need to do or what they want to do. We had graduations in Norfolk and Yeovil and Cotter on last Friday, and things were peaceful and it was great. Lord, we just pray that you'll be with us throughout this day. In Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
The Morning Prayer by Roller Funeral Home, with all our respect. If you don't know where the one in Mountain Home is, take a ride up Highway 5 North, just past Hospital Drive on the right-hand side, about a quarter of a mile on the right. Look for the biggest American flag you've seen in a long time, and I guarantee you, if it wasn't for the rain with that wind yesterday, it'd have been straight out.
Yeah.
You'd have been able to see every bit of it. But pull in there, go see them folks at Roller Funeral Home. They'll be glad to help you. We're going to take a quick break. You're watching the morning show on XL7-TV. Word from Bob and Linda Zadora of the Z-Team. We'll be right back.
Hi, it's Bob Zadora of the Z-Team at Century 21 Lemac Realty, 1024 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. As you know, we are all facing some unusual times. Be calm. Be smart. The business world of real estate will continue. We may have some delays and some changes that are out of our control, but life will go on, and this too will pass. Give thanks for this wonderful country that we live in. Give thanks for the neighbors that we share. If there's anything we can do to give you a hand, give us a call. 870-405-0793. And check out our website, retiredtoarkansas.net.
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7-TV. The weather and the updates are brought to you by Bob and Linda Zadora of the Z-Team. Realtors you would recommend to a friend. 870-405-0793. Let's take a look at the White River. Let's take a look at the smoke on the water.
The fog thereof.
Above the fog, you can see the Witch's Hat at about 1 o'clock. You can see way off to your left is the state of Missouri, and everything in between is the state of confusion. Because if you're in that fog on that water, you don't have a clue where you are. Let's take a look at the still shot. Oh, that looks pretty nice.
Yeah, it's looking out in the Missouri there.
That is the horizon out into Missouri. We'll just wait and see what the next shot does.
Right above all the fog.
Yep.
Actually makes for a nice shot.
All the above shots are going to be nice and clear, but anything down low is going to be smoky.
Here we go. It's zooming out. Now I like that, though. That is a pretty cool shot. Like it.
This camera is set in Marion County. It looks back into Baxter County in the city of Cotter. Generally, when you look at this, you can take a look and see the baseball park, the Railroad Museum.
Here's the still shot of what we're looking at.
What I said was it's from Marion County back into Baxter County. City of Mountain Home is off to the right. City of Bull Shoals is off to your left. And downtown Cotter is straight ahead. So on a normal day, and we can take another look at this when we get back from doing the weather updates, but that is the live cams brought to you by the Z Team. retiredarkansas.net. If you want to check it out, go there, check live videos, and it'll bring you around. The one camera will do 15 different shots or so.
There's a number of them.
A bunch of shots. We'll take a look at it. Let's take a look at the weather. Temperatures around the area: Mountain Home is 58, Harrison's 59, Batesville is 64, Yellville 61, Marshall 64, Salem 56, Mountain View 64, Calico Rock is 58, West Plains 56, Springfield, Missouri is 51, Poplar Bluff, Missouri 57, and St. Louis is 54. And the radar is, looks like all the rain that we got yesterday has moved to the northeast, up into Canada, around Pittsburgh, a little bit happening there. Looks like the daily rain of Seattle and Portland is still happening. I hate for that to get missed. A little bit of rain down in southeast Texas. But as we zoom closer into our area, you can see that everything is clear, clear, clear. Which is good, good, good.
I'm with you.
We need a little clear, clear, clear. Wind potential for today, it's going to be high winds up in the northeast from Virginia up to Maine, from Pittsburgh over to New York. If you happen to be watching in this area, which I know we have at least 2 watchers up in that area, it's going to be windy up there, so make sure you wear your hat tight. Warnings, I don't see any warnings that are going to affect us. Got some things going on in Texas, which is that red flag warning and dense fog advisory and a flood watch. So if they're getting anything like what we had, it's definitely a flood watch. 7-day forecast today: sunny, high of 79, mostly clear tonight, low of 55. High tomorrow is 80, mostly sunny, mostly cloudy. Tomorrow night, low of 66. Wednesday will be high of 89, mostly sunny. Wednesday night, low of 66, partly cloudy, slight chance of thunderstorms. Thursday night, slight chance of thunderstorms. And Thursday during the day, high of 87, mostly clear Thursday night. And Friday, graduation day for Mountain Home, mostly sunny, then a chance of thunderstorms, 40% chance. Let's take a look into that a little bit deeper. 40% chance of thunderstorms. Mostly cloudy, low around 57. Graduation starts at what time, Scooter? Do you know?
I'm not exactly sure.
I think it starts at 8 o'clock. What time do you guys go to set up cameras?
I don't know. We hadn't decided what time.
Sometime during the day.
Sometime during the day, we'll go out there, yeah.
20% chance of rain on next Saturday. High of 69, low of 50 Saturday night, and on Sunday will be mostly sunny, high near 71. Pollen count. Tree pollen is high today, moderate tomorrow, moderate Wednesday. Grass pollen is high today, very high tomorrow, and very high on Wednesday, and no ragweed to speak of. Lake levels. Lake Norfolk 571.15, which is 19.15 over full pool of 552, and they are not generating at this time. Bull Shoals Lake 683.97, which is 24.97 feet above the full pool of 659. They are currently generating 2 generators and have been for over 24 hours, so there is some water moving down the White River at this point. Those numbers and generation report is given to you every day, so you have an idea what has been going on with the rivers. Do not depend on those for safe water conditions. You can call 870-431-5311 and get the latest update from the Corps of Engineers. They'll be glad to give it to you. And that will do that, Scooter. That is the weather and the lake level report, brought to you by Bob and Linda Zadora, 870-405-0793. Realtors you would recommend to a friend. If you want to check out the MLS listings in our area, go to retiredarkansas.net. Click on the MLS and it'll list everything that they've got, which is not a whole lot right now. If you've got a house that you're thinking about selling, you want to list, give Bob and Linda a call. Again, realtors you would recommend to a friend, give them a call, 870-405-0793. You're watching The Morning Show on XL7-TV. We'll be back in just a moment.
It's a matter of taste, and at Brick Oven Pizza Company in Mountain Home, delicious taste is all you will find. Enjoy signature crafted pizzas and appetizers, as well as oven-baked sandwiches, quesadillas, salads, pastas, and desserts. When it comes time to relax or meet up with friends, Brick Oven Pizza has you covered. Handmade cocktails and ice-cold beer are always available at their fully stocked bar. No time to dine in? No problem. Call in your order and use Brick Oven's convenient drive-thru window for all your to-go orders. It's a matter of taste at Brick Oven Pizza Company in Mountain Home.
I'm Henry.
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7-TV. Scooter, last week was a pretty busy week for early voting. Over 2,600 early votes were cast between Baxter and Marion County in just the first week of voting. In Baxter County, a total of 1,837 people voted early. Of those, 975 voted at the courthouse, 660 voted at Twin Lakes Plaza, and 202 voted at the Baxter County Election Commission office. In Marion County, 763 had voted early, with 518 ballots cast at the fairgrounds and 245 cast at the Bull Shoals City Hall. Early voting can be done from 8 to 6 weekdays and 10 to 4 on Saturday. On the final day of early voting, Monday the 23rd, hours will be from 8 to 5. Early voting locations in Baxter County include the courthouse at 1 East 7th Street, Twin Lakes Plaza at 759 Highway 62 East, and at the Baxter County Election Commission headquarters at 213 East 5th Street here in Mountain Home. In Marion County, early voting locations include Marion County Fairgrounds at 513 East Sewell Avenue in Summit, and at Bull Shoals City Hall at 706 C.S. Woods Boulevard. On the final day of early voting, which is the 23rd, Marion County voters can vote at the Lazy Acres Firehouse at 254 Main Street in Peel. In Fulton County, the early voting location is at the Fulton County Fairgrounds at 124 Arena Lane in Salem. Those going to the polls will need to bring a photo ID to cast a ballot. The ID could be a state of Arkansas or a federal ID card, a post-secondary education student ID, military ID, or a concealed carry ID. And there's that about that. This month we have had 1.4 inches of rain in the last 24 hours. We've had 1.4 inches of rain. This month, in the month of May,
that doesn't surprise me.
in the month of May, we've had 7.83 inches, and year to date, we've had 27.07 inches of rain.
Doesn't surprise me.
That's averaging over 5 inches of rain, 5.25 inches of rain a month. That's a lot of rain. That is a lot of rain. Kindergarten registration is set for the Norfolk School District for this week. Parents and guardians are asked to bring a copy of the child's birth certificate, a copy of the child's Social Security card, a Medicare card if they have one, Medicaid card if they have one, and an up-to-date shot records or a physical examination record. Also need to bring $15 to pay for this year's school supplies. Snack and punch will be offered as teachers will do the same testing on each student, and they will receive a free t-shirt. That will be Tuesday and Wednesday of this week at the elementary school office from 8 to 2. Public is invited to a mayor's meeting. City of Gassville Mayor Jeff Brame is inviting the public to attend a mayor's meeting on Tuesday morning at 10 o'clock. Kim Williams of the Arkansas State Tourism will be presenting information on the impact of the solar eclipse viewing from our area. How about that?
There you go.
The meeting will be held at the Baxter County Training Center located at 170 Dillard Road in the Industrial Park in Midway. I think there was one more thing I wanted to mention, and then we'll take us a quick break. And there is Rachel Howell, senior at Mountain Home High School, and Shannon Smith, a senior at Flippin, have been named winners in their respective congressional districts in the 2022 Congressional Art Competition. Their artwork will be displayed and be seen at the U.S. Capitol visitors in a prominent underground hallway connecting the U.S. Capitol and the Cannon House official building in Washington, D.C. Howard was the winner in Arkansas' 1st Congressional District, and Smith was the winner in the 3rd Congressional District. Congratulations, ladies. Or it could be a young man, I would guess. And that's what we're going to talk about for the early morning news and the updates. And we'll be back in just a minute with Monday Morning Sports Highlights.
I'm Henry Campfield, your candidate for Baxter County Sheriff. I'm a veteran, a family man, with over 20 years of law enforcement experience. If you are ready for positive change in your community, I humbly ask for your support May 24th in the Republican primary.
Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detailed services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
At Connor Family Funeral Home, our goal is to provide our friends and neighbors with caring, compassionate services at an affordable price. Connor Family is a full-service funeral home that offers a wide range of services to meet your family's needs and customs. We are the first on-site crematory in the area and provide many options to memorialize your loved ones and address all the details for a more personalized service. Where compassion and affordability meet, Connor Family Funeral Home in Mountain Home.
Hello, I'm Shannon Felicia, and I'm talking to you, the Baxter County citizen. I'm a military man, a veteran, a family man with over 25 years military experience in civil engineering, and I'm asking for your vote on May the 24th in the Republican primary to elect me, Shannon Felicia, as your next Baxter County judge.
When you think about Hospice of the Ozarks, it's our desire that you think about finding a way to live your life to the fullest while living with a serious illness. If you ever need help and support, we provide a team of healthcare professionals and volunteers that will support your physical, emotional, and spiritual aspects of life while doing the same for your family and caregivers in the comfort of your own home or wherever you call home. When you think about Hospice of the Ozarks, we hope that you grant us permission to walk on the journey with you. Your not-for-profit option since 1979.
When you're out of town, make sure your pet is with someone who will love them as much as you do. At 201 Pet Salon and Resort, your pet is cared for just as they would be at home. 201 Pet Salon and Resort is the only all-suite climate-controlled and air-filtered boarding facility in the area with private and spacious rooms to keep your pet relaxed. And with over 3/4 of an acre of fenced play area, your pet will receive the proper exercise they deserve. 201 also offers professional grooming services. Your best friend is in good hands at 201 Pet Salon and Resort in Mountain Home.
Hello.
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7-TV.
Spit it out, Bob.
Yeah, I tell you what, I had a hard time spitting it out this morning. My tongue's getting in front of my teeth. Can't see what I'm trying to say. It's XL7 sports time, and Mountain Home High School is congratulating Aubrey Williams, who is going to go cheer at Arkansas Tech after the season, after school is out. She's a member of the Mountain Home Cheer Squad, is preparing to be on the college sidelines. Aubrey Williams signed a national letter of intent and will join the squad at Arkansas Tech University. Congratulations, Aubrey. That's kind of exciting. We've had several girls go on to cheer at the college level from Mountain Home, and
we have.
It's always good to see
impressive.
A few more. There's some baseball teams still alive in the playoffs, especially up in Missouri. 2 teams that will square off in the semifinals in the Class 2 District 10 tournament at Seymour. Bakersfield will face top-seeded Gainesville at 4:30. 3 area teams will take part of the semifinals in the Class 4 District 10 tournament in Hollister. Ava takes on Logan Rogersville at 4:30, and the host Tigers will take on Forsyth at 6:30. Mountain Home Bomber baseball ended on Friday as they took a loss to Sheridan, and the softball season also ended on Friday. Oh, let's see here. Seemed like there was one other thing here. After Saturday's results, the Harrison Goblin baseball team will make another appearance in the state championship this coming weekend. The Goblins picked up a high-scoring victory over Huntsville, 17-11, in Saturday's semifinal in the Class 4A state tournament at Nashville. Harrison will meet Valley View for the state title next weekend in Benton. Melbourne softball team fell one win short of advancing to the championship game. The Lady Bearcats fell to Tuckerman 7-0 in the semifinal game in the Class 2A state tournament at Southside B Branch. Harrison softball team will not be joining their baseball counterparts in Benton next week. The Lady Goblins played in the semifinal Class 4A state tournament in Nashville, suffered a loss 11-3 to Valley View. So the boys are going to go for some revenge down in Benton next week. And that is about all I've got for sports. As school wraps down, so does high school sports. Once school is over, we'll pick up on some college and some pro sports to get us through the time. Let's mention this right here. Mountain Home senior Luke Proctor has signed a national letter of intent to continue his basketball playing career at the University of the Ozarks, which is going to be good, which is at Clarksville campus, Clarksville, Arkansas, which is what, Russellville area?
Yeah.
No, we have a wrestler down there right now?
Yeah, Drew Lindsay.
Drew Lindsay's down there wrestling. So congratulations to Luke Proctor and to his family as well. And Scooter, that's going to take care of our sports for this morning. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back with Monday Meet the Candidate. The candidate this morning is a candidate for Izard County Sheriff, Steve Doran, and he'll be back with us in just a moment.
Hello, this is State Representative Jack Fortner. I know you've heard lots of misleading statements about me being a liberal and pro-choice. I assure you, I am neither. I have both the endorsement of the Arkansas Right to Life Council and Sarah Huckabee Sanders, who said Representative Jack Fortner is a conservative Republican who has a consistent record of conservative values. Ask anybody that knows me what kind of a man I am. I ask for your vote, and I thank you for your support. Jack Fortner.
Jim Brown Company keeps you cool when it's hot and warm when it's not. A trusted name in the mountain home community, Jim Brown Company provides timely heating and cooling installation and repairs. Our certified technicians incorporate new technology on every job to provide you with the most advanced services. At our metal fabrication shop, we handle projects big and small. We've created everything from commercial ducts to custom designs.
I'd recommend Jim Brown Company to my friends and neighbors. The reason being they have high-tech equipment. Their service techs are well qualified for the job that they do, and they also send me a report after all the work is done so I know exactly what my unit's doing.
By visiting our showroom, you can learn all about our heating and cooling products. We'll educate you on your options and help you decide on the right solution. For total comfort at your home or business, choose Jim Brown Company. Quality service with a family name since 1964.
Diatley Dental Care is a family-owned dental practice. Doctors Irvin and Christina Diatley grew up in the Twin Lakes area and are proud to serve the community. With modern treatment methods and state-of-the-art technology, they are dedicated to providing exemplary care to patients of all ages. Our compassionate team consistently receives training above and beyond the standard of care.
We're changing the way you see dentistry.
Come be a part of our dental family.
As a practicing attorney with 28 years of courtroom experience, it is important to me that we have honest, fair, and experienced judges. I'm Jody Carney, and as the next district judge for Baxter and Marion counties, I want to help keep our communities safe and provide professional and efficient administration of justice. Please allow me to provide this service by voting Jody Carney for district judge. Early voting begins May 9th and continues through Election Day on May 24th.
Overhead Door, a garage door company that has been with your family from the beginning, through all the ups and downs of life. From the small repairs to making your vision a reality. Overhead Door, your trusted garage door expert since 1921. Be sure you're getting the genuine, the original overhead door service.
Call Overhead Door Company of North Arkansas today in Mountain Home.
At Serendipity Blue.
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7-TV. This morning's Meet the Candidate. Steve Doran, candidate for Izard County Sheriff. Thanks for joining us, sir.
Thank you for having me, sir.
Where do we want to start this morning? How was your trip up after all that flood?
Well, it was really good. I thought I was going to have to call you and actually tell you I was going to be late. As I was going down my road, a lot of debris and fallen trees, and I thought, boy, if they get any bigger, I'm not going to be able to get down the road. So yeah. I'm happy to have made it.
Happy to have made it, yeah, no doubt. We appreciate you coming in. Here's the deal. Some of them roads, it doesn't take much to wash them out.
No, not at all.
Where's Steve Doran from?
Arizona.
Arizona, what part?
A little town called Gold Canyon. It's in the East Valley, it'd be east of Phoenix.
Okay.
The base of the Superstition Mountains.
What brought you to Izard County?
A couple things. One is I had family from here, and secondly, the people. The people of Arkansas, without question, are probably some of the finest people I've ever met in my life, and that extends into Izard County. I've never felt more welcomed and lived in a place where people were so helpful and accommodating.
What part of Izard County do you live in, Steve?
Just outside of Melbourne. I live south of town. I've got 50 acres.
Okay, cool. Have had it a long time, or did you get it before the boom, or?
Well, yeah, I did. I had originally considered retiring in northern Arizona, and the more times that I came to Arkansas, the more I liked it. And like I said, I mean, people don't really understand this concept. You go anywhere else in the nation and you get a flat tire, usually people are honking at you, waving as they're driving by. In the state of Arkansas, if you have any type of a problem whatsoever, somebody's stopping, and they're not stopping to rob you, they're stopping to help you. So it's a totally different environment than what people are used to. And the more that we came, the more we fell in love with the people here. And I could tell you story after story of the people that have helped me since I've been here that to this day amaze me, and people don't believe me when I tell them. But, you know, they're all true.
How long have you been in Arkansas?
I've actually lived here for over 2 years, a little over 2 years.
And married with children?
Married, have 3 sons. one still here. Well, 2 live in the state, but 1 still at home.
Okay. He goes to school in
Melbourne.
In Melbourne. A Bearcat.
Yes.
There you go. What is your work history to this point?
I've got over 30 years as a peace officer, 20 of that as an administrator. I've had a very exciting career, to say the least. If you're a news junkie, I spent about 2 years on Fox News, CNN, all the national networks. I was one of the people responsible for cleaning up the corruption at Los Alamos and the espionage that was going on against the United States. I was declared a national hero by members of Congress and a role model to the children of the United States for standing my ground. I was fired. They threatened to kill me. It was a very, very trying time in my life. I was completely exonerated. I went to a congressional hearing, and I was put back in charge of not only Los Alamos, but all the national labs and campuses under the University of California's control.
And what do those labs do?
They're the super secret labs. A lot of you may remember the first nuclear devices that were created during World War II and used during World War II. They were manufactured at Los Alamos.
Okay.
So they do a number of different things, but mainly it's defensive for the Defense Department. But they do things for every federal agency you can imagine.
What got you interested over 20 years ago in getting into law enforcement?
There's a few things. One, I was in the Marine Corps. I was a highly decorated Marine. I served in a Special Operations Unit, 2nd Anglico. Did a lot of very exciting things. Deployed all over the world. It was a very tumultuous time in the late 70s, early 80s. I got out, and there was absolutely no employment. The automotive industry had gone belly up. People would stand in line. There'd be 3,000 applicants for a job as a security guard. I mean, it was pretty bad when I got out. So I was able to obtain a position with a contractor for Williams International Research. So I was a government contractor providing security to the agency that built the propulsion systems for the intercontinental ballistic missiles. Very fortunate to get it, and they hired me because of my Marine Corps background. At the same time, I wanted to be a police officer, so I went to the Sheriff's Department, and I'd show up every day, and this lieutenant would come out, and he'd say, "Why are you here?" I said, "I want a job." He said, "We don't have any." And I said, "I'll work for free. I just want to do something." So I'd show up about every other day, and he finally got tired of me, and he said, "Well, I'm going to put you in dispatch." He said, "You're going to be a volunteer dispatcher," and he figured it would run me away because it's so hectic, and you have to really have a lot of good experience to work in dispatch. So, of course, I was the only male there. All of the female dispatchers took me under their wing and taught me what to do, and I actually started doing a very good job. So the sheriff himself walked in, and he said, "Who are you? You don't work for me." And I said, "Well, sir, I'm a volunteer dispatcher." And he got kind of upset and said, "Well, we don't have volunteer dispatchers," and walked out of the room. And I thought, boy, I just blew it, and I'm all done. So about 15 minutes later, the lieutenant came in. He was kind of red-faced. I think he got chewed out by the sheriff a little bit. And he had a business card in his hand, and he handed it to me, and he said, "The sheriff has decided that you're a good man, and he's created a position for you," and he said, "Go get a uniform." And that's how it all began.
Wow. Well, thank you for your service in the Marine Corps. How much time did you serve?
4 years.
4 years. Station, you said everywhere?
Well, I actually, 2nd Anglico's out of Jacksonville, North Carolina, Camp Lejeune. You can look them up. They're considered the second highest rated special operations unit in the world. And part of that is that our job was to hook up with other allied special operations units, including U.S. units like the Navy SEALs, Rangers, Delta Force, that type of thing, So not only did we have to know our job, we had to know their job, and we had to be capable of keeping up with them. So, and working alongside of them. And the first time I worked with Delta Force was in Grenada shortly after the invasion, and keeping up with those guys is pretty demanding, because they take a very, very proactive approach. So you got to constantly be thinking ahead of the game to keep up with them.
And when you came to the sheriff's office and you sat in the waiting room every other day waiting for a job to be created, what was the job that was finally created for you?
They started me as a patrol officer in the Marine Division.
Really?
And
wait a minute. In the Marine Division in Arizona?
No, sir. I was in my first position was in Michigan.
Okay.
Okay.
I was still thinking Arizona. Like, there's not a whole lot of water over there. So,
yeah. Well, the Marine Division is not only but they do have a huge Marine Division in Arizona.
Really?
Contrary to popular belief, they have the reservoir lakes, the rivers, Salt River, that they patrol, that they're responsible for, and the Marine Division also encompasses off-road vehicle patrol, and that was a big part of what I did. I was young, I was in really good physical condition, so getting out there, patrolling on foot, patrolling on ATVs and stuff, and getting out in the rural parts of the county was kind of my forte, because a lot of people don't understand this either. You're not just looking for lost hikers or people who are camping illegally or whatever. It's amazing that the drug activity you come across. It's amazing, like one of the big cases that I worked on and discovered was a chop shop operation that was going on out in a rural area on state land. So a lot of things go on, like even in not here because I'm not in Izard County, but in Izard County, there's a part of Horseshoe Bend that didn't sell, isn't readily accessible by main roads. The city has quit maintaining that area, and so when you go back in that area, there's lots of people who are either squatting or own lots or whatever the case may be. Nobody knows who they are. Nobody knows where they came from, and that's the type of thing that your Marine officers investigate and confront, because you're the one out there, obviously you're out there looking for marine and off-road vehicle violations, but those are the types of things that you stumble across. So it's a very effective law enforcement tool.
What part of Michigan was that in?
Pontiac.
That's Maine.
Okay, it would be near the Detroit area.
Okay. So that's why you mentioned car manufacturers business when you got out. There was nothing to do there.
Right.
I understand.
And then the old saying, "Go west, young man." So
west you went.
So west I went.
When you got west, did you start law enforcement immediately, or did
Yes.
you do something prior to that?
Yeah, I was hired by Idaho City, Idaho. Their chief of police had been convicted for some crimes against children. He was a pedophile. The city had lost its confidence in their department, not only because of what the chief had done, but because the other officers took no action in turning him in or trying to stop him from what he was doing. So I was hired by the mayor to come in. They wanted me to restore the confidence of the community in their department. I was very successful at it. One of the things I did is my first order of business was I called the press, because they were apprehensive about anybody who would be taking that position because of the sensitivity of the situation. And I told them, other than following me into the restroom, I said, you can follow me anywhere you want to follow me and go anywhere I go and do whatever I do, and I won't stop you. And I said, and I will keep you informed of everything I'm doing every single day. And it worked out very, very well. We were able to bring back the department, make it a viable member of the community once again. I was highly decorated for my service to that community. And then there was a little thing that happened in New Mexico called the Winho Lee scandal, if you remember that. because I had been in a special operation unit, I had worked as an investigator. I had worked for a government contractor. As I stated, my stories kind of go around in a circle. I was one of 50 people in the United States qualified to do the job that they wanted done. They called me. I said, nope. I said, I'm perfectly happy where I'm at. I said, this is a wonderful place to work. I said, I love the people of the community. They love me, and I'm not leaving. So they called me again, and they said, we really need you out here. We've got a lot of problems. We can't go into it over the phone. We got to wait until you get your security clearance back to discuss all these things. Would you please come out and talk to us in person? So this went on for a while. About the 15th call, I said, okay, I'll come out and talk. So I went and saw the mayor, Mayor Phil Canody, and I asked him for his blessing. I said, do you mind if I go talk to him? This is what's going on. He said, by all means, go. So I went and talked to him. They convinced me that they needed my assistance, that I was one of the few people who could perform the function they needed performed. So I went back to the mayor, and again, I told him that I had had no intention of resigning or looking for another job, but this is what's going on, and he said, you need to go. So he and the city council agreed that it wasn't something that could be ignored. It was a national security issue, and if they wanted me to work on that issue, then I needed to go. So I went. The rest is history, if you will. It turned into a very tumultuous and violent situation. Again, this is on the record. This isn't what I'm telling you. It's on congressional record. I did more in 6 months than the investigative department had done in 60 years in cleaning up the corruption. It was one of those situations where it just started snowballing as I started uncovering different information, different situations. It kind of took the snowball effect where it just got bigger and bigger and bigger. And as I went up the food chain and started going after people higher up in the chain of command, that's when they decided I needed to go. So they called me in. I was approached by armed guards, taken into the director's office and told I was terminated. And I asked them why, and they said, if it's in your best interest if you shut your mouth and go away. And I said, well, that's not going to happen, so do what you got to do. And within a matter of days, because I was appointed under congressional mandate to do that job, Congress got wind that I was terminated. Of course, I had to send a report, and they said, wait a minute, here's a guy that came in that you raved about and said was the best thing that ever happened to that laboratory as far as law enforcement is concerned, or as far as getting results. And in one day, he's so horrible, you terminate him. What's that all about? So it kicked off a congressional investigation. Again, I was exonerated. I mean, there really wasn't anything to be exonerated from. They had no reason for terminating me. They just
fabricated it.
Well, they just said he's not a good fit. They referred to
things are getting too hot. He don't fit here no more.
Right. So I mean, they referred to me. They said we need Columbo, not Dirty Harry. We need. They mentioned some like Andy Griffith, not Buford Pusser. And the reality is they were asked. They said, well, who did he intimidate or who did he strong arm? And they said, well, no one, but he's a big guy and he's intimidating. And they said, well, he can't change his features. I mean, it's just the way he looks, and you can't fire somebody because you think they look intimidating. So that was their reasoning. So they ended up putting me back. Now I wasn't just in charge of the investigation division. They made me the director of public safety, and I was in charge of everything at that point. So I did that for another couple of years. And it was just, I'll just tell you, it was a very, very stressful situation. So when my contract ended, I decided not to renew. I had spent more time in airports traveling around the world and around the country than I had, spending time with my own children. I was pretty much the Lone Ranger. I was constantly fighting a battle because the system was so ingrained with corruption and pretty much putting your blinders on and ignoring criminal activity that everything was a fight to get things done. And quite frankly, it wore me out. And so I decided I just wanted to go back and pretty much, go back to a position that was more cut and dry in a small community where I didn't have all the pressure on me and I could spend time with my family.
And that's when you moved back to Arizona?
Yeah, well, actually, from there, I was offered again. There was another department in Montana. They had lost faith in their police department. There was a lot of things going on that weren't being done correctly. So they asked me to come in, if I would come in and straighten that department out. Once again, I was able to come in, change the way business was conducted. The community brought back the confidence of the community in the department. I was awarded the Medal of Valor there for saving the lives of 2 people who were at the hands of a knife-wielding guy who was on drugs. I won the best chief of police for the state of Montana for the programs that I started to protect the elderly and children. I was very effective. They went from about a 0 conviction rate to a 99% conviction rate. We were able to professionalize the department and make a lot of changes there. So as is typical, right, I'm there working, and a little thing started called the Middle East conflict.
A little thing, yeah.
Yeah. So I was again contacted by the government, and as we know, the government's very highly intelligent, and they do things correctly, and they make sure that they keep programs alive that save the lives of our men and women in uniform. So I got a call, and they said, we really need you to come back and train members of the military and contractors. We really don't have a lot of people who are experienced in desert survival. We don't have a lot of people who are experienced in man tracking and things that you used to do when you were in before electronics became the name of the game. So I went to work for a government contractor, went, again, left, not by choice, but something needed to be done, and I was the guy that they wanted to do that job. So I went to work as a contractor, training military personnel, training contractors, and then I went to Arizona.
There you go. We need to go to a break. You're watching the morning show on XL7-TV. Izard County Sheriff candidate Steve Doran is with us this morning. We'll be back, and we're going to talk about his candidacy, his race, and why he wants to be sheriff. Be back in just a moment.
At Serendipity Bliss, we love turning your day into a once-in-a-lifetime memory by offering unique, beautiful, and specialized event and wedding rentals that can transform any atmosphere into something you will never forget. Whether it's your dream wedding, a golden anniversary, sweet 16 party, or a company event, we can make any event blissfully perfect. Serendipity Bliss carries unique specialty gifts and bridal jewelry and helps coordinate decor, table items, theme-related pieces, and more. Make your day blissfully perfect with Serendipity Bliss, located behind Car Care Mountain Home.
Hi, I'm Kevin Liddy. I'm running for the office of Baxter County Judge. Over the last 28 years, I've served the citizens of Baxter County while working with the Mountain Home Police Department. I am passionate about the citizens and its employees, and I'd like to keep moving Baxter County forward. In the last few years, our county's infrastructure has greatly improved, and I would like to keep moving us forward. I'm Kevin Liddy. I ask for your vote in the Republican primary on May 24th.
Scrap Daddy's Metals is a full-service scrap recycling center accepting your scrap metals for recycling, paying you top dollar for all of your recyclable metals. They even buy cars and catalytic converters. Give them a call today at 870-424-6120 or visit them at 2821 Highway 5 North in Mountain Home. Close to Lake Norfolk and a short journey to Jordan County Line Liquor is your destination for all your refreshment needs. They offer the widest variety of all your wines, beers, and liquors with the cleanest atmosphere and the largest selection in the area. Not sure what to get? Ask Jordan County Line Liquor's friendly and knowledgeable staff for an expert recommendation you can't go wrong with. Also, don't forget about the Smoker's Den for all your smoking and accessory needs. That's Jordan County Line Liquor, close to Lake Norfolk, located on Highway 177 in Jordan, Arkansas.
My name is John Montgomery. 18 years ago, you hired me as your Baxter County Sheriff. My management team and I have worked hard to make the Sheriff's Office a premier law enforcement agency. I believe that transparency is the greatest form of public trust. As a result, my guiding principles of honesty, integrity, and professionalism have shaped the direction of our office. Working for the citizens of Baxter County has been the greatest privilege of my professional career. I have much more to do for you and the Sheriff's Office, and I respectfully ask for your vote on May 24th.
Hi, it's Bob Zadora, the Z-Team at Century 21 Lemac Realty, 1024 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. As you know, we are all facing some unusual times. Be calm. Be smart. The business world of real estate will continue. We may have some delays and some changes that are out of our control, but life will go on, and this too will pass. Give thanks for this wonderful country that we live in. Give thanks for the neighbors that we share. If there's anything we can do to give you a hand, give us a call. 870-405-0793. And check out our website, retiredarkansas.net.
It's a
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7-TV. Steve Doran, candidate for Izard County Sheriff, is with us this morning. That first segment to me was really good. I enjoyed hearing the background that you've got. But let's talk about where you are today and what you see the future of the Izard County Sheriff's Office being.
Well, with my background in public safety, I think I have a lot to offer. I mean, one of the things that I've been doing since I retired as a peace officer has been training him. I've worked for the last several years training them in all kinds of areas, working for the National Sheriff's Association, training police officers and civilians. So I have a lot to offer as far as getting all the deputies up to speed on and where they should be at for a modern department. Secondly,
let's stop right there for a second. How modern or not modern is the Izard County office?
Well, when you've had leadership in place, and by the way, I have nothing but the utmost respect for Jack Yancey, and he'll tell you that. I mean, he and I get along very, very well. But when you've had, people in office for years and years and years, they have a tendency to take a myopic view of everything, right? And I'm this outsider looking outside the box, looking in. So there needs to be more contact with the general public. The deputies need to be actively going out and making contact with the citizens of the community. There needs to be more patrol intelligence gathered and put in a viable form so that it can be used to target criminal activity that's going through the county and that is already existing in the county. None of those things are happening. We need to have more of an open door policy. I'm a what you see is what you get kind of guy. I'm not a politician by any stretch of the imagination. If I'm elected, you come in the office, I'm going to talk to you. You call on the phone, I'm going to talk to you as soon as humanly possible. You need something, I'm going to address it. My job is to ensure that we are doing the best job possible 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And if I see that there's an issue, I'm going to correct it immediately. It's not going to be something where I'll look into it. It's going to be addressed right then. Now, somebody, a citizen may see something and think it's one thing and it's totally something else. But I'm going to make sure that they know exactly what's going on and why we did what we did in that particular manner.
Izard County is a lot bigger than Horseshoe Bend. It's a lot bigger than just Calico Rock. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of territory between those two cities.
Yes.
Is the current Sheriff's Office doing a good enough job patrolling those streets the way they need to, and what can be done if it's not?
Okay. Again, I don't like to run on the, I don't like to tear anybody down. I'm not a backyard quarterback.
Right.
But from my perspective, it is not. There needs to be a lot more contact. We have a lot of squatters in the county, people who just move on to other people's property. Those people need to be addressed. It isn't a civil matter. If you break into somebody's property and live there, you're a burglar. You're not it's not a civil matter where they need to evict you. There's no contract between you and that individual that owns that property. Those issues need to be addressed. Why are you here? How did you get here? Mm-hmm. Who said you could live here? Right? You broke into this house. You're going to jail. People need, there needs to be constant contact. You see people. There's nothing wrong. One of the things that have made me very successful in my career is I have no issue addressing everyone. So when I'm a working, I've been a working chief, but I'd be a working sheriff. When I go out, I make contact with everybody. It's not harassment or profiling to walk up, hey, how are you today? What's your name? I'm the sheriff, Steve Doran. And identify these people. Take away their anonymity factor, right? If they know you know who they are, and they know that you're checking on them, and they know that you're addressing them on a daily basis, and all my deputies are doing the same thing, you watch how quickly these people disappear. Because again, once their anonymity factor is taken away, right, they can't hide their criminal activity because you're constantly making contact. And again, there's no crime with walking up and introducing yourself and saying, hi, how are you today, and engaging someone in a conversation. Mm-hmm. And I do that regularly. The other thing is, by doing that with members of the community, by making contact, I used to require that my officers make 5 contacts a day with citizens in the community. That may be going to the grocery store and as people are walking in, hi, how are you today? I'm Deputy so-and-so, your name is? If there's anything I can do to help you, here's my card. I'm on patrol from this time to this time. Mm-hmm. Right? And a lot of times those people will give you information. Oh, really? I've been wanting to talk to you. What do you want to talk to me about? And then they send in a patrol report. And when they send in the patrol report, it's part of your intelligence that you use to target criminal activity. Sometimes you get good information, sometimes you get bad information, but you go through and you use that to protect the citizens of the community by putting together a plan to target people who are victimizing the good people of Izard County or whatever jurisdiction.
What size budget does the Izard County Sheriff's Office have?
$2.5 million approximately.
And the bulk of that is spent on personnel?
Yes.
Which is still short.
Well, actually, they've just recently gotten a raise. They're at about, again, this is, average, about $35,000 a year, which is pretty good for a rural department.
How many deputies do they have?
25.
25. And they house the county jail.
Yeah, they have a small county jail.
Which is housed where?
In Melbourne.
In Melbourne.
That's where the county seat is.
Okay. You have, is your dispatching done through a 911 center, or is it done through the sheriff's office?
Done through the sheriff's office. Okay. So, everything, all of the emergency services except for fire is controlled by the sheriff. But see, there again, your fire departments, all of your state agencies, all of these individuals are part of, again, your patrol intelligence. So there needs to be more communication between all of these agencies to get the information we need to make Izard County a safer place.
What made you want to run to be the sheriff of Izard County?
I was asked by a lot of people if I would run. They wanted somebody who had a lot of experience to fill that slot. At first, I was a little resistant, and then I thought about it. And as an American citizen, if we think we can do the best job, we are obligated to run for those offices. And like I said, I'm not here to build a kingdom. I can assure you 30 years from now, I won't be sitting in that chair. What I'm going to do is train people to the best of my ability and get other individuals who want to run for that office, who are qualified for that office, to take over and move forward into the future.
Take a little bit of time, look at that camera right there, and tell them why you want to be Izard County Sheriff.
I believe I'm the most qualified candidate for the job, and I believe that with my servant's heart and my background, I can be the best sheriff, or one of the best sheriffs in the state of Arkansas.
That was quick, simple and to the point.
Simple and to the point.
Anything else that you'd like to put out there? We've got about 15 more seconds that we can go.
Well, I'm a little upset. You told me that when I came here today that you would put on the skinny filter, and I noticed I look pretty fat on camera. So
well, see, as that normally works, and I deal with it every day myself, they told me that it puts 10 pounds on you and they'd adjust it 20. it didn't work.
I know.
We got to go.
All
Thanks for joining us. See you tomorrow. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you for your time, sir.